Hey guys, Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for joining me. This is a pretty cool night for me because I've been hosting this or streaming this rather to YouTube for the past several weeks, and I really appreciate what I am now calling my loyal fan base that joins me every Wednesday. We get to talk, we get to chat, show off stuff we're building. It's been a really good time. But tonight, for the first time, the streaming software I use allows me to stream to multiple streaming locations. And tonight, very happy to be streaming to our Squadron Facebook group and also our Free Time Hobbies Facebook group. And that one's kind of cool to me because we hardly talk about free time hobbies anymore. We usually go by Squadron for everything, but Free Time Hobbies has been a very large part of my life. The majority of my life, actually. So it's great to bring that name in tonight, too. And this is also streaming on the Twitter, or what is now called X, Squadron page as well. So I have no idea if anybody is watching from those locations. I hope so. And if you are, welcome. Thank you for joining Wednesday night Build and Chat with me, your host, Brandon Lowe at squadron.com for some very fun times. So tonight, I want to start off by saying hello to everybody in the chat. Guys, I really appreciate you being here. Barry, I see you in there. And Ed, nice to see you. Scotty, David, the lawn care novice. You're probably better at it than me. Stuart, nice to see you. And by the way, I did see your pictures that you emailed me of your constellation. Very nice. Excited to see that. And looking forward to seeing what you get built next. Wolf 103, howdy to you as well. And Joseph, thank you. Merry Christmas to you. Let's see. Where can I find the locomotive and the Fort Drum kits you showed a couple of weeks? Well, in a little while, I'm going to take a walk through the warehouse and we'll see if I've got any on the shelf. I'll show you all about it. That'll be a lot of fun. Let's see. Hey, Jonathan. Yes, the Ryefield pre-orders finally shipped. We've got a lot of pre-orders to talk about. A lot of shipments have gone out this week. More to come on that in just a few minutes. Dennis, howdy to you as well. Carlos, good to see you as normal. Glad you're always here. I really appreciate it. Mark, hello to you. Anthony, Ed, Susan, Justin, Sean, Jeremiah was a bullfrog. It's always good to see you, my friend. And Randy, good evening to you. Bob, let's see. Weisselfaba, nice to see you. And JL, hello from California. Well, hello back to you from Georgia, buddy. Guys, I really appreciate you joining me tonight. So, the past several weeks, I've been streaming from my house. And tonight, I'm happy to be sitting in the middle of our warehouse. It was just made a lot more sense for me tonight because I've got so much I'd like to show you. I thought I'd give you a quick little look through the warehouse. I've got a full warehouse tour coming later, as you will see shortly. It's kind of a mess in here because the container that I've been talking about for weeks that got loaded on the wrong ship went to several other ports before ours in Savannah. It finally showed up Monday, so it's been crazy around here. All of my staff has been working really hard, working overtime, just trying to get everything to you guys so you can get it in time to get it under the tree. I am very happy to say that by about 3 o'clock today, we had 100% of the orders and the pre-orders up to the minute shipped out. So fingers crossed, everybody will get their presents for Christmas in time. That's what we're going to hope for anyway, right? So it's just been a really busy week. So it's a little messy, but I want to show you anyway. But one of the things I always like to talk about when I am at the house is what I'm building, which if you've been joining me the last few weeks, you know that I'm in the dead middle of a 35th scale Dora railgun. And as you know, this is a massive kit. So last week I showed that I was almost done with all the railroad carriers, the carriages, the four. And this past week I've been working on those, and as it always happens, it takes longer than you think. But I'm just about ready to paint those and call it good. I didn't bring it with me, so more to show you on that. Maybe next week or the following week, depending on where I stream from next week. But that's where I am with my builds. And like I've said before, I probably won't be working on anything else until that's done, because there's just absolutely no room on the workbench when you have a Dora laid out. It's taking up all of the workbench, an extra side table, and most of the floor in my bedroom is actually where my wife gave me permission to build it. So more to come on that. So, uh, I hope that that you guys have had some time to work on some models, and tell me in the live chat here what you've been working on. I'd love to know about it. Got some more guys joining us now. Uh, I won't go through the whole list again, but I really appreciate you all joining me. Now, I've got a lot of models that I want to show you. And one of the things that I'm really excited about is, we've been talking about this for weeks. The new in action book on the TBD Devastator is finally here. I've got a bunch of them. All of those pre-orders have shipped out. So if you've had one on pre-order for the better part of this year, you will finally be getting that in the mail. Some of you may have even got them today, but you'll have those hopefully by the end of the week. Very excited about that. As I've told you, and I apologize if I walk away from the camera, if my voice changes. My mic, I don't know how the mic's going to work back here in the warehouse, but this book is just huge. 176 pages, just a massive in-action book. Dana Bell was the author, or is the author, excuse me, for this book, and he just did a fantastic job. He has done so much research on this particular aircraft. He spends a lot of his time at the archives. He does this for fun. He enjoys going to the archives and doing this research. So when we approached him about doing a book on the Devastator, he was thrilled to do it, and very excited. So you'll be able to have those to you soon. If you are one that goes to shows in Dana's area, Dana lives up in the Virginia area, and he does a few shows throughout the years. Make sure to go see him at the shows that he does, because he does seminars, he talks about his books, he signs his books, and he'll be very happy to meet you. And I hope you go and buy a book from him. And if, of course, if you're not near Dana, squadron.com, we can get one of these out to you very soon. And I see something in the chat here from Jeff Hearn from Facebook, and I gotta point this out. All right. So this name, I'm going by Jingbao Hockey Puck now, because apparently this Chinese website has posted to their Facebook group this picture of a ridiculously good sale. That's, you always hear, if it's too good to be true, it is. They're selling like $80 and $100 kits for $5, $10. That's to be expected, right? Scams happen all the time. Here's the fun part. They used my picture as the promotional piece for their ad. So I'm getting phone calls and emails all day now at people asking me about the sale, and I unfortunately have to tell them that there's not a 80 and 90% off sale. But I appreciate Jeff bringing that to my attention, as did many of you. I tried to get them shut down, but Facebook obviously doesn't care, but whatever. And let's see. And we've got John Sheridan in here. He is a longtime friend of ours, and he is we're going to have John on this show one Wednesday night in the near future. John has a lot of history within our company. You see my sign back here that's got Squadron and Free Time, and then Blue Ridge Models. Blue Ridge Models is basically all these other brands rolled into the brand that we started, that we call Blue Ridge, which includes Yankee Model Works and all these other brands that John had a lot to do with. That was his brand years ago. He worked with some other guys. So we're going to have him on 1 week. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk about the history of resin ship models from my perspective, from his perspective, and hopefully a couple of other guys that had a lot to do with it. As soon as we pull everybody together, that's going to be a fun time. So it's good to see you tonight, John. Let's see. Got a lot of other chats in here. Let me see if there's anything else to bring up real quick before we jump in. Justin, 1/10 scale RC P51. That's really cool because, and I don't know, wonder if I can find a picture of it. I'll find a picture of it and show it off next week. But at our old Free Time Hobby store, the giant that stood out front of our store that was called a Muffler Man he held a 1/10 scale P51 out by the highway. He held it up in his hand. It was pretty cool. So that'll be interesting to see when you get that done. All right. Oh, so we always talk about what we're building, right? And we always talk about our stash. I found a new kit this week that's just come in. I got to add it to my stash. A couple of weeks ago, I was showing you some of the things I was collecting to display right along with the Dora, hopefully. Check this kit out. This is a really neat kit. And I don't know if this just came in or if we've had it. That sounds bad, right? I've been too busy. I don't even know what's back here right now. But I found it today when we were putting up all the new border models kits. This thing is really neat. It's a Panzer IV, and it comes with the rail car. So this absolutely has to go in my stash to display with the Dora diorama that everybody around here jokes me about that's never going to get built. But I can wish, right? I can hope. It's all about adding to the stash, I suppose. So anyway, all right, Brian, what scale Arizona are you doing? Is it that old 400 and something scale? I forget what scale it was. 429 scale, maybe. That's a really cool kit. David's working on. Oh, you're doing the aluminum foil job, man. I have seen guys do that, and I really want to try it, but it's hard enough for me to get a model painted. I can't imagine doing the aluminum foil thing. Assuming you're talking about actually putting, like I've seen people use the bare metal foil. If you're talking about actually putting the foil on it, not just painting it, that's going to look awesome. So props to you for even attempting that. Let's see. Randy, in fact, you did the review on the Vietnam gun truck book. Oh, uh, that's nice. Yeah, the David Doyle did that book on the gun truck. And so I'll have to go check that out over on the Armorama site. Awesome. I'll be looking for that. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, 429 scale on that Revell. That's cool. Oh, hey, Chris. Chris Martins is a good 700 scale buddy of mine. We always showing pictures of what we're working on. So I'm looking forward to seeing that Saratoga done, Chris. All right. Yeah, Jeremiah, I guess you could say that. I always say it's a great time to be a modeler because with all the new kits coming out, the technology behind producing the kits and the level of detail you can get, all the aftermarket stuff and all the new, I mean, how many different techniques do we know about now? I mean, you could make a whole catalog of, pick out your technique that you're going to do to paint and weather and all that. So anyway, all right. Well, guys, I've got a lot of things I want to cover tonight. I got a lot of kits I want to show you that are new. I want to walk you through the warehouse. But before we get into all that, you have always heard me talking about my dad, Russ. And if you've got our new catalog, the first 15 pages of that catalog is the story of how I came to be sitting where I am right now. Starting back in 2006 when we started this. And but throughout the years, Dad's been a big part of this business. Obviously, we started Free Time Hobbies together, and fast forward to now, he is the new owner of MMD, and he deals with all the dealers and distributors. And I'm one of his dealers, and he does that. And of course, I've got the squadron. But because I'm at the warehouse tonight, Dad came with me. So I would like to introduce you to my dad. This is Russ, and we're just going to talk a minute about the business in general and give you a little idea of how we roll over here. So, hey, Dad.
Thank you, Brandon.
So,
I guess I should roll closer.
Yeah, get a little closer. We're going to share a microphone, so hopefully this works out. But if you have not checked out a copy of our new catalog, let me grab one real quick. These are, tell them a little bit about it.
Well, when we left the hobby business for a year and a half, Brandon bought a graphics company. And I got to sweep the floor and answer the door if anybody rang. But thankfully, even though we spent some time, and that worked out all right, but not nearly as well as this. Brandon learned a lot of graphics and design layout of books that he would have probably never done had we just had not done that. So I'll brag on Brandon. He's the one that actually laid this catalog out, and he was the force behind it.
Yeah, this is the catalog, 500 pages. A lot of you might have seen this, but this first several pages of this is our story of our time in the hobby industry. So, and a little bit later in the show, I'm going to tell you about all the changes coming to our website and everything. And this story is going to be a part of that. So if you don't have the catalog, I hope you'll pick one up. But if you don't, that story will be available to you sometime really soon. But we'll give you the highlights. So we started Free Time Hobbies. I was 21 at the time. This is in 2006. We started it in Americus, Georgia. Fast forward to 2008 or 9, we moved to Blue Ridge, Georgia. Fast forward to about 2019, we moved to Ellijay, Georgia, which is where we are now. We sold Free Time Hobbies because, like Dad said, I had bought a graphics company. My oldest son got interested in racing dirt bikes, so I went making dirt bike graphics for a while. About a year into that, that's where Dad's part of the story picks up, and he can give you the quick rundown of what happened in around 2021 in January.
Yeah. So Brandon started hanging out at the dirt track, and as he said, I casually said to him one day, you know, that's really expensive. You're going to have to figure out a way to pay for that. I didn't think he would buy a motocross graphics company, but we brought it in, and he and I both thought we can do both of those. And it proved to not be the case. I remember asking him, you want to stay in the hobby business or do you want to do this graphics business? I don't think we can do both well. And I will admit, when he said he wanted to try the graphics, I was a little disappointed. But he's in the prime of his work career, and I'm hopefully headed toward retirement one day, although I doubt I'll ever really retire. So we sold it. It was fine, and I was able to have a desk there and help him. But when I heard that Squadron MMD had filed for bankruptcy, I was like, wow, we were still in the hobby business. That would at least be a possibility. We'd always thought, because they were the name, we always thought that would be awesome. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I'm just answering some chats. Yeah, we're going to get into everything behind me here in just a little bit.
So anyway, through a series of events, I had the opportunity to buy MMD, and Brandon was still in graphics. And I will tell you, and he's told his perspective, I wasn't 100% sure he was ever going to come back to the hobby business to start with. And it was literally just one day. I don't know if it was a German rail gun that came there that attracted him or what. He literally walked in the little bitty shop that was hardly any bigger than what you see on the screen, just right here.
Well, what it was I had these great big old wide format printers. I had 2 or 3 of those. I had this great big old flatbed cutter, 2 or 3 other pieces of equipment. And I was trying to turn out graphics every day. Well, he's MMD. He's selling to all these just dealers, and more dealers are starting to come back to buying from MMD that had been doing that for years. So he's getting all this stuff. And he asked me, hey, can I bring some? You said I can have a desk in your office. You mind if I start, bringing a few pallets in? Well, 1 or 2 pallets turned into, I was having to climb over pallets of boxes of model kits just to do my print production. So I guess I got a little jealous. I like models. He's over there playing with models, and I'm over here trying to print graphics, and he's taking up all my space.
Yeah. So anyway, we didn't intend for it to be, MMD and Squadron was always together, and now it's separate. But I mean, here we are together.
Well,
but it was just the way it happened.
Well, he bought all that from Chris. Bought MMD from Chris, and Chris kept Squadron and was trying to run that, but he was also running his other business. And I'm a model guy. I like Squadron. I know the history of Squadron. I wanted to see Squadron, excel and be what it was and what it could be again. And Chris was doing his best, but like I said, he was doing his other things too. So I just one day called him and said, Chris, sell me everything you didn't sell Dad. So that's how it happened. And we just, we live a half a mile from each other, and it just makes sense to work out of the same warehouse. And, yeah, I own this trademark to the eagle and the logo, but MMD for years used the logo. So I'm pretty sure I'm not going to send a cease and desist to MMD for using my trademark.
I'll just cut your credit off.
Well, that would be good.
But no, but thanks for having me. I'm excited to be back in the business. It's been awesome. It really has. It's been a great ride for the last few years.
Well, this week's been busy because, I've been talking about the container that's been long overdue. And technically speaking, it's his container. But it finally showed up. So I was able to get all my stuff. I know that his crew was working hard to get everything to all the other hobby shops. So if any of you guys have a local hobby shop, support your local hobby shop. Yes, I am in the business to sell you things and ship them to you, but I love the local hobby shop. I've had a local hobby shop. I'm very glad that some of the customers that are local to us are able to come here and tour the warehouse a little bit. It's just a nice experience to be able to walk into a shop and touch these models. So if you've got a local hobby shop, especially one that's buying from MMD to stock the shelves, Russ he has a little guy standing on his shoulder telling him what to buy, because I like weird stuff. I'm building a Dora. How can that not be classified as weird? So I'm always, telling him, hey, get this. And he's got, tons of other dealers saying the same thing. So point is, he keeps good stuff. So if you see it at Squadron, 90% of that stuff, maybe 80% of that stuff that I have at Squadron, I get from MMD. So if you've got a local hobby shop, tell them to call Russ. They can hook them up. Then you can go down to your local shop and you can see this stuff in person. So,
yeah, just to plug for MMD. I mean, the hobby stores, there are a lot of people that still don't even know we're back in business. If you're online and you see it like all of you are, you know it. Brandon gets phone calls. I get phone calls, or Jay, my sales manager for MMD. People say, I didn't even realize you were back. Oh, are you selling to dealers? I had somebody say, I didn't even know you were selling to dealers. And I'm like, sure. So, let them know we don't do anything but models. I mean, we don't have model trains and we don't have all that other stuff. We are models, and I'm doing my best with Brandon and Jay standing on both of my shoulders. I have both of them telling me what the customer wants, and Jay's in touch with the dealers, telling me what they're looking for. And, it seems like every month we have a new brand that we bring in that we have not had before. Magic Factory being new, kind of new
Right.
just a couple of months ago. Just got Dragon back for MMD just this month. And we've got some more exciting ones coming in 2024
right.
that we're not ready to talk about yet. But we're happy to be able to add more brands. Makes him happier too.
Well, let me show you guys a few things. So one of the brands that I'm getting a lot of questions about, and unfortunately I'm sold out of most of this because all of your dealers bought them out from under me before I could offer them. But hey, that's how it goes, right? But Kitty Hawk is back, and they've got a lot of their kits that used to be available are available again. Their helicopters are all done. They're all back. I'm out of all but about 3 or 4 of them, but we'll get more. And then on the next shipment that comes in from Kitty Hawk, we will also have all of their other kits. They've got
their planes.
Yeah, they got a lot of. I think most of their 32 scale stuff is coming back. The Kingfisher is coming back, and I'm excited about that one. And they've only got like 1 or 2 of the 48 scale things in the pipeline right now, but surely they'll get them all done. But if you're curious how that's working, you all know the brand, or I say you do, Verifier, mostly ship models. Well, one of the guys from Verifier has gone out and started his own company called Zimmy Model. And this is their first release, 35th scale, 40 millimeter quad Bofors. And this is an awesome kit. Yeah, so check this out. The box now, they're calling this the initial special edition. So the part number is 53001S. The follow-up release just simply drops the S. I am going to go through this kit later this week and look at everything. I don't know what is special about this one other than I believe it has something to do with this super fancy box. I don't know if you can tell from the video, but this box is something else. So if you're a collector like me and you're probably not going to build this tomorrow evening, this is going to be a really nice box to display. If you're like me, I've got my collection of models, but I've only got so much front space on my shelves. This will definitely be a front spot shelf center for sure. So that's a very cool kit. As you can see, Russ has got all the parts laid out over here. Lots of brass, photo etch, turned barrels, the works, if you will. So that's a very cool kit. They've got a couple other kits so far that have just come in. Some Soviet anti-aircraft machines. These guys, I don't know much about these, so I'm not going to act like I do. But if this is your thing, these look like nice kits. I opened this one up and took a look. I'm gonna look a little deeper later, but they've got some interesting things coming out. They've sent us some of their future planned kits for 2024, and it looks like it's going to be an exciting line. But the reason I'm bringing them up is Zimmy, are the ones that have bought Kitty Hawk models. So there you go. And I wasn't worried. I knew the quality of Verifier, so I knew it was going to be nice. But there you go. There's their kits. Let me get this on the screen. Yeah, I mean, you can see the boxes are very nice, just like they were. There's no loss of quality from what Kitty Hawk used to be. So that'll be pretty exciting. Let's see. The other that's all for new brands, so to speak. One of the things I want to show you is a brand venturing out into other things. So, Ming models, very nice kits, lots of tanks, lots of planes, some ships, very nice stuff. They have ventured into the licensing realm of things. And if you have seen the newest movie of Dune, they have got these are very small kits, but they've got these kits from the Dune movie. And I don't know what scale these are. I don't think they actually refer to them as a scale, but they're very cool, very inexpensive for a plastic model kit. When I first saw that we were going to be selling a brand new model kit for under $20, I was like, that's got to be small. But they're pretty neat. They're doing pretty well. Lots of people have some interest in this. So, perhaps Ming will keep going on that. Open one of those up and kind of see what here you go. I'll pull him back up on the screen so you can see what's in those. Let's see. James says back or just old stock. No, Kitty Hawk is back. These are brand new production, just off the line, a month ago or so, however long it took the container to get here. Actually, it was more than that on this long lost container. But no, they are back and new production. Zimmy Models has the tooling, so we should be good to go for that going forward. Let's see. Please start releasing your Aeromaster decals. All I can say is stay tuned. 2024 is going to be a lot of fun. So we've got some exciting things coming. I will say that at this moment, we are not planning on using the name brand Aeromaster. We have Super Scale, Eagle Strike, and Aeromaster, gold medal models, and our own squadron decals. So we've got 5. We're going to use 3 of those 5 name brands. And we're going to basically break it down as to anything Navy related is going under gold medal. Anything World War II related is going World War II non-Navy related is going under Super Scale. And anything after World War II and possibly Korea is going to go under the Eagle Strike. But we're not simply going to reissue those. The reason it's taken us so long is we're actually going back to the drawing board in redrawing everything because some of those were made quite a while ago. So we're going to freshen them up, make sure that they, turn out the best that they can. But keep an eye out for that. Pretty exciting. And guys, also, I mentioned earlier, this is the first time that I've streamed to multiple places at one time. So if I miss a chat from somebody, I'm really sorry. I want to answer everybody's chat, but the way my screen shows the YouTube and the Facebook chats, I might miss somebody. So I do apologize if I miss one of your questions or comments. All right, looks like Russ has got this all sorted out over here. So yeah, you can see, pick one of those up and show it. Yeah, there you go. You can see how small those sprues are. So it'll be a small kit, but it'll be a quick build and they're not very expensive at all. Let's see. Let me pull this up real quick. Bear with me a moment. There we go. So here's the Squadron website if you've never seen it. I wanted to see how much these kits were because I forget off the top of my head. Yeah, so $10.49. When was the last time you saw a brand new plastic model kit for $10.49? And the Spice Harvester's a little bit more, $11.99, but they're pretty cool. So if that's your kind of thing, I say go for it. Not going to break the bank for sure. Scott, though, a minute ago when Russ talked about adding a new brand every month, we've still got a really long list of brands that we want to have in here. And those two are the Copper State models is absolutely on that list. It's just got to get to it. And I hope to soon because I do know they got some cool stuff. And John, yeah, Dragon, I've had a little bit of that stuff here and there at Squadron, but for MMD, Dragon will now be a part of MMD starting probably the beginning of February. And they've got some really cool stuff coming. What's that new kit they got that they're finally getting? Does a BF 109? I think, yeah, a new 48 scale.
That'll be February.
No, that won't be February, but I'm excited about that. They've got a new BF 109 coming out, and the way that they're molding that, I've seen a lot of people talking about whether or not it's the best way to do it, but the fact that they can mold a one piece like that, is really interesting for future projects. And I think this kit's going to be really neat too. So excited to see those. B17 nose art, like the B24 decals you're releasing. Yes. So take a little side trip real quick. Let's see, I can show you. No, I don't have it on this computer. All right. So my book cover artist, Peter, is working with me. We are doing a nose art book. It'll be like an inaction book, but it's going to be all nose art. And there's, been tons of nose art books through the years. In fact, Squadron had one years ago called Planes, Names, and Dames that Larry Davis wrote, 3 volumes of that. And instead of just going back and doing the same thing that's been done over and over and over again, we've come up with an idea that the book is going to basically feature Peter's artwork. And we are taking the decal artwork that we've been drawing that you may or may not have seen, and we'll have some of it starting to get teased on the website soon. We're taking all those old decal art or decals, redrawing the nose arts, and we're using those decal sheets and Peter's taking those decal sheets and rendering artwork. I mean, just like he does for our books, very, photorealistic, I think is what they call it. And we're going to basically make an entire book, and the book's going to have a full page, photo that Peter has done. And then it's going to have a small picture of the real plane, a little story of what it was. Hey, this is Memphis Belle and B-17. It'll give you a little bit of write-up. But for the most part, a lot of those planes, we've seen the pictures time and time again. Any of them that we're extremely interested in, we know the stories. So I don't want to spend too much time retelling the same thing. like a lot of movies do these days. Restart the story and tell the same story 10 times over. So we're going to just give you a little bit of history of the plane, but mostly focus on a very cool image that Peter's going to do. We're going to break that up into several volumes. The first volume will be B-24. So, Philip, that's why you have already seen some of the B-24 artwork that we've done, because that's what we're doing first. The second volume will be B-17. So when we get to that, you'll start seeing some of the B-17 stuff. When we get all this artwork done, then you're going to start seeing the decal sheets come, because the book is going to show the artwork. You're going to be able to buy the decal sheet, and you're going to be able to build whatever plane that you want that's featured in the book. And then when all the volumes get done, and I don't know how many, there's going to be a B-24, a B-17, a B-29, probably a P-51. Then there might be a book that's got several planes in. I don't know how many volumes, but once they're all done, we're going to produce a box, a collector's box that you can store them all in, and it'll go on your display case or your bookshelf. It'll be very nice. So I say all that to say B-17 is coming soon, and that is the roadmap to kind of know when you may start seeing that. That, Stuart, I do not know. I don't have their kits, and you might be asking because you see other retailers all of the sudden have kits in stock. I don't know the whole story. I don't know if it's old stock being bought up. I've been told that it was. I've been told that they've been bought up. But since you mentioned that, I will show you this. Let's see. This, where's it at? I would have showed you this tonight, but I'm gonna have to show you a picture of it because we sold them all. And he's asking about wingnut wings.
Oh,
yeah. Dad's standing over there looking at me like, "What are you talking about?" How do I? Oh, there we go. So this is the new Lancaster Dam Busters edition from Border Models, and it's a huge kit. And from what I understand, this is the old wingnut wings tooling. Now, obviously, if that's true, then Border has that tool. So, in some, I guess in some ways of saying it, they're back in that sense. But did the other tooling go to them? Did it go to somebody else? I really just don't know. So hopefully we'll, find out more on that later, because it is nice stuff. Do I have any plans to reissue the hypothetical resin ships? So the answer to specifically the Montana is no. And this is why. Because Verifier and I got together several years ago, and they produced them in plastic. And we just got this one back in stock finally. So they do a Montana and they do a Louisiana box version. And they're 700 scale. They're plastic. They're very nice. I'll let Russ open that. And they also have that in 350th scale. But they're really cool. And they also have, I don't have one to show, it's back there somewhere. They have a full detail set. Pretty cool kit. So back when we were doing the resin versions, they did very well. But when Verifier came along, we tried to talk him into doing the Montana. I think at the time he thought I was nuts. But I guess they took a gamble on me, and it worked out really well. And it's been a really good seller. That's been, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago now. But it's been a really good kit. So I do have the Louisiana. I don't know if I've gotten the Montana in right now, but it's out. Yeah, he says we're out. So, but there you go. And the modernized one, there's no plastic kit of that, and I don't have any of the resin parts to do that version. But you probably kit bash one pretty easily using a 700 scale Missouri or Iowa class to get the kit parts that you need. And there you go. There's the kit laid out. So mostly plastic, nice sheet of photo etch, decals, of course. And let's see, the decal sheet Yeah, it's got Montana and Louisiana on the decal sheet, so you can do 67 or 71. So that's pretty neat. All right. So Austin, a lot of times I know some things that are coming out, but so many of the companies now are keeping their upcoming releases under the belt, so to speak, because I guess they're worried another company is going to copy their idea. I don't know. It's like, have you ever seen a 35th scale Apache? I don't know. And that's a joke because there's like a lot of Apaches coming out recently from all the different manufacturers. So I don't know of one coming out, but who knows? We'll see. And yes, Joseph, models is still available. And my route that I'm going to walk through the warehouse in a minute, you'll see what I've got in stock at the moment. I appreciate that, Ted. I really do. That's awesome. Michael says Maine got some of the biplane tooling. Really?
Is that the old
All
one
right.
stuff that's
So
been out a while?
yeah. So yeah, we've got those in stock. I didn't realize that those were the old wing nut tools. So all right, well, I learn something new every day. What are you coughing about, Chris? You want a USS Midway or something? I hope you do. I do. 350th scale coming soon. So so Scott, the Blue Water Navy, that is going to be a story for another night. Earlier when I was talking about John Sheridan and the Yankee Model Works and all that, Blue Water Navy is a part of that whole mix that basically became what is now Blue Ridge Models. Most of those, actually all of those kits are no longer in production and most likely won't ever be again, but we'll have more about that soon. And one of the other guys that I mentioned was going to be a part of that conversation with John and I is this joker right here, Chris Decker. Hey, buddy, how are you? Nice to see you tonight. And as far as that Midway goes, they are on track to be here at the end of January. So I hope everybody is excited about that because I am. That's been a kit that I've wanted for a long time. So, all right, let me show you around the warehouse just a little bit. I'll walk through, and by the way, don't go anywhere because I've got a little list here of some giveaways that I'm going to do here in a little bit. All right, let's see. Give me a second to connect my phone so I can get up and walk around. And Dad, do you want to come over here and
Tell them what they're seeing.
yeah, give them the guided audio tour as I walk?
Go for it.
All right. All right, let's see. Oh, I guess I could talk, but nope, not gonna talk. All right. So here's me. All right.
There you go. Don't get lost.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah. Hey there.
Yeah.
All right, so he's headed to the mess of where the container came in.
Yeah.
And those are all the pallets and the leftovers of that. Walking, let's see, I see mini art on the right. There's your X Plus on the left.
Well, some of it.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, well, there you go. I guess I can talk.
Well, you go then.
Oh, this is the UM models that somebody was just asking about. So yes, they are very much still in business. They come out of Ukraine. A little difficult to get, but we do our best to keep them in stock. So that's good stuff. Speaking of Ukraine brands, this is a really cool kit that just showed up. And you jump in anytime, Dad, if you want to say something. I'm just kind of walking around looking.
You're seeing what we see.
Oh, here's talking about
It's all
Verifier and Jimmy and
Flyhawk
all that.
and Verifier that came in.
If you haven't seen it, this is that Verifier brand we were talking about. And little update on the San Diego. It's coming, but it may or may not be a Verifier branded kit. I don't know the whole story on that yet. I'll let you know soon as I do. But I'll do a full warehouse tour and show you everything we've got at some point soon. It's just a mess right now. We've got just all sorts of mess here, mess there, mess everywhere. But this just gives you a little taste of what we got. We're ridiculously out of room. So we got stuff piled everywhere, just piled high, piled deep, wherever we can stick something. Stuff all over the place. But that gives you a little idea. All right. And now I'm back. Let's see. Get that out of there. All right. Like I said, I'll do a full tour at some point, but everybody's asking me what it looks like in here, so thought I'd show you a little bit. Let's see. Mark, I don't know yet. I've been so busy this week since they came in, I haven't had a chance to look, but these are all on my bench to open up and look at and hopefully take pictures of. So we'll see what the differences are soon. I don't know at the moment. So let's see. Hey Roger, this is my my uncle, Dad's brother. It's in here somewhere. I got to go find Indiana and get him to show it to me though. Good to see you tonight. Let's see. Well, you can try, but I bet you I can bribe you better with new plastic. All right. So before I do these giveaways, I got to tell you some of the updates that are coming on the website. So first of all, sometimes I get people asking me, let me get this pulled up so you can see what I'm talking about. Sometimes I get people asking me how to use the website, how to make it work. And I have to remember that I use this thing every day. I see it. I built the website. I know how it works like the back of my hand. But I have to remember, you guys don't stare at this thing all day. So sometimes what's simple to me may not be simple to you. So I wanted to give you a quick rundown of how the website sort of works at the moment, and then tell you what's going to be changing and tell you about my favorite thing that we're doing soon, hopefully in January, possibly in February. But so this is our www.squadron.com. This is what you will see. And this is assuming you are using a desktop to do this. Now, homepage, we always put what we call featured items on here. This is handpicked by me, things that I want to make sure that you guys see because either I think they're cool or we've been selling a heck of a bunch of them, so they must be something good. You can tell whether it's in stock if there's an add to cart button. Now, usually everything on the front page is going to be out of stock because in stock under featured, new products might be out of stock like this. But add to cart there, that's how you know we've got them. If you want to know how many we got, just click on it and it'll tell you. If it says 24, chances are I got a bunch more than that. That's what it maxes out at. That will soon max out at a lot more than that, but that just kind of so you know. One of the big things that people ask me about all the time are how we do pre-orders. And I am going to have a section coming in January, a part of our new website updates. There will be a section on kind of describing how things work around here. And pre-orders is a big deal. So let's just pre-order this this kit real quick. If I want to pre-order this B24, I simply add it to my cart and I proceed to the checkout and I fill in all of my information And then at the end, well, heck, we'll just do it. Let's see. We go through, pick our shipping, and this is the biggest change that I can't really advertise as a good thing because it's not. But unfortunately, right now, as you can see it up here at the top, we do free shipping on all orders over $100. Unfortunately, UPS never goes down on their rates, and in fact, they go up on their rates every year. And we've been holding that as long as we could, but starting January 1st, we are going to have to raise that to $150. So, not huge, but something to consider. So, if you've been on the fence about a certain item, for example, this B24, this $127.99 right now, make sure you get your pre-order in like I'm about to do before the end of the year. So because any orders put in before the end of the year, I'm going to honor that $100 free shipping. Anyway, so you fill it out, pick your shipping, hit continue. When you get to the payment, we will contact you for payment when ready. You do not have to put your credit card in. We will not charge you right now. We will wait until the kits are close. I can't say that I wait until they're here because I don't. What happens is as soon as I know that the container has arrived at the port, as soon as that happens, it's usually about a week or 2, 3, 4 days, maybe 5 before it gets to me. So as soon as that container gets to the port, that's when I start charging people, sending you invoices and collecting payment. That way, when the container does get here, we can ship everything right out the door. But that's all there is to it. So pre-ordering is very easy. You just go in, order it, and then as soon as it's ready, we'll get you paid. If you've got an account with us, perhaps you've got a credit card on file with us. That makes it really easy. But that's all doing a pre-order is. As far as finding what you want, click on the section you want. We've got this laid out. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you, it's not perfect. We've got 30 something thousand items on here. So if you're scrolling through the aircraft section and you come across a tank or a ship, yes, we have some mistakes like that. But for the most part, click on aircraft. Over here on the left, you can choose accessories or model kits. So if you want model kits, nail it down to whatever scale you want. And my computer just locked up. That's great. There we go. Model kits, pick your scale, 48 scale. If you have a particular brand that you're interested in, I don't know. Let's pick I Love Kit. There you go. So there's the 4 I Love Kit 48 scale kits we have. So in a nutshell, that's kind of how the website works. We're always working on it. Starting in January, we will have a little bit of a different, it's going to be the same, but there'll be a few things that are a little bit different. So it's going to be nice. The biggest thing that I'm very excited about is we are going to have our very own mobile app for download in the iOS App Store and also the Android App Store, if that's what it's called. I have an iPhone, so I'm not as familiar with the Android, but you know what I'm talking about. And I've got a sample of it here. This is my youngest son on my screen, but you can see you'll be able to download our app, and it is going to be a very cool way to shop. And this is going to sync up with our website. So, for example, this is mine. Here's my wish list. Oh, look, I want the new P47D30 RE Thunderbolt that's coming out soon. If I go on the website on my computer, same wish list. Shopping cart, that's been a very long overdue thing, is shared shopping carts on our system. So in the mobile app, you'll be able to share the same shopping cart on screen. So you can, if you're sitting in the, whatever place you are that you don't have your computer, scroll through, make out your shopping cart, come back to your computer later, finalize the order. All that's going to be possible. It's just going to be a very nice thing, much better. Our mobile website has never been great. And the reason I haven't spent too much time on updating the mobile website is I knew this was coming. And this is just going to be a much, much better experience for shopping on your phone. And we are going to have when we get ready to release it and you go download it, you know how your phone pops up. Do you want to allow push notifications? When you install our app, make sure to accept push notifications because we're going to be sending exclusive deals and offers through the mobile app. If a new kit's coming out, we might offer the pre-orders there first. Who knows? I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to have a lot of capabilities. So make sure to get that. Turn on the push notifications so you can stay up to date with everything we've got going on. It's going to be very cool. I told you about the mobile app, told you about the new shipping policy raising to 150, unfortunately. That's probably about it for now. Let's see what Lawrence, what about that customs fiasco? And how is that going to affect pre-orders in the future? So who knows? That one that customs held that ICM and other Ukraine stuff, they held that for what, 2.5 weeks, and then the very next shipment from Ukraine showed up to us in less than a week. Customs just said, "Oh yeah, look at that, you can have it." So there's no guessing what they're going to do. It's just whichever customs guy you get that day and whatever mood he's in, I guess. Some of them go right through, some of them take a day or two. And unfortunately, every once in a while, one just really likes to sit there. And it's unfortunate because not only is it sitting down there in the warehouse, we get charged. They bill us for that. We have to, well, he does. He has to pay storage fees.
It sits in the airport warehouse in that case because that's how it came, and they charge like $200 or $300 per pallet per day.
Yeah.
So that 2.5 weeks with 5 or 6 pallets, I don't remember, sitting there, $200 or $300 per day per pallet, it adds up.
Yeah.
So thankfully, it doesn't happen often, but when it happens, it's just a bad thing. And so no rhyme, no reason. It just random as far as we know.
Let's see, Carlos. So I've been working with our website is connected to Skillmates with some back end spreadsheet voodoo magic kind of stuff that I still don't 100% know how to work yet, and I'm working on that. So it might say that there, but as you can see, if you just go to our website and click on here, it's definitely open for pre-order. I'm working on the link between our website and Skillmates because Skillmates is a very cool site. Lots of information there, and we definitely are a part of their marketplace as an option to buy stuff. But it's just the link between our site and theirs is not perfect yet, but we are working that out. Yes, a new B29 is at the top of my list of what I want to see. We always joke here around the shop about doing a new kit because, and this is something I was going to show you. This may or may not be your cup of tea, but that Hannibal plastic kit that we did, we've been cleaning up the warehouse and we found some original boxes. So we are going to re-release a very, very limited supply of 2 of the original box versions of this. It's got the correct parts inside, the resin parts, because we released the resin parts as an aftermarket accessory to buy to go along with our new version of the kit. But hey, nostalgia sells, right? And I like these boxes. So if you missed out on those and you are a collector and want one of each, there you go. But because we did that plastic kit, we had a lot of fun producing that, or reproducing it, I suppose I should say. So we're always talking about, hey, we should do another plastic kit, and a B29 is always on our list of things that gets talked about. But and it's funny because before about a month or 2 ago, the number one subject that was talked about every time we had this conversation around the shop was a 350th scale USS Midway. Now there's one coming. And years ago, right before a 350th scale USS Texas was announced, we actually had all the work done and we were ready to cut molding or cut tooling, and then that came out. So maybe if we keep talking about a B-29, maybe the same thing will happen and we'll finally have a B-29. So we can hope, right? Let's see. Yeah, what scale do you want it? I want a 48 scale, although a 32 scale would be kind of cool. Be huge. Ah, Jeff, that would be awesome. But until that happens, I will settle for the upcoming version from ICM in 48 scale. That is going to be a cool kit. Have you seen? Surely you've seen that one. Let's see. They pushed it back. It was supposed to be out this month, but they pushed it back because they wanted to. I don't know.
Some more
Yeah, I don't know specifically what, but something on there they weren't 100% sold on that it was accurate, and they reached out to a
Funny
friend of
story.
ours. Yeah, so it's a funny story, and I don't know if I'm at liberty to say.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
are we?
yeah,
They
well-
don't care. Oh, okay.
Well, as one of their distributors,
All right. Well, there you go. I'll let Dad spill the
they-
beans. So
They just asked and said, "Do you know anybody that might have some more information on this plane?" And we're not sure about a couple of things. And so I said, "Well, I don't know anything, but let me check with my sales manager, Jay, who just happened to work at Revell Monogram about the time they were doing, or at least he knew someone, and they were able to actually round up some of the original work that Revell and Monogram and paperwork was. And Jay and his buddies were able to work with ICM to help them. And as far as I know, there were a couple of things that they weren't aware of.
yeah, and
That
just
delayed.
yeah, and just to clarify, that is not they are not copying the old
That is
monogram
correct.
kit. They
Needed
went
the original
Yeah.
blueprints of the plane.
Yeah,
That's what
so
the guy had
back when
copied of.
Monogram made their kit, technology is nowhere like it is now. You're able to make things a lot better now. So they didn't take their kit plans and copy anything off of that. They actually went back because the original plans that were from
from who?
I forget the
Whoever
guy's
made
name.
it.
Uh,
Well, from the aircraft maker. They
well,
had
yes, but whoever the guy's name is that actually had them, it's one of Jay's buddies.
I know. I don't remember. His
I don't know, whatever. They didn't have original plans. Now they do have original plans. So we're fixing some things and they've pushed it back. Didn't they say it's going to be like March, maybe? They used
I'm
the
not
word
gonna say.
spring, I think.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, but either way, that's going to be a cool kit. And we're excited about that. But yes, Jeff, 32 scale would be cool. Maybe we can twist Neil over at HK Model's arm at some point to add that to his nice collection of 32 scale stuff. Ming AH-64D. I don't know. We'll have to look. A lot of the Ming stuff and Tacom and some of these other brands over there, they're doing these short production runs, and when they're gone, they stay gone for a year or two. But I don't know. Do you know anything about
I
that?
don't know specifically, but you are right. A Tacom release,
Well, and this one's Ming, but it's
right?
they're in the
Ming and
same
Tacom
boat. Yeah.
are at least similar in the way they run. There'll be very short production runs, and if I'm not quick, I won't get enough. If I try
Well,
to order them as soon as they're announced, and they'll run that many. And if it's a good seller, it's liable to be gone.
Yeah.
And it'll be the next. What were the 35th scale Tacom helicopters that they sold out of that they first came out with?
Yeah,
Was
whichever it
was
was.
it their
It might. It was. I forget which versions.
Well,
I
my
think it
point
was the
was,
longbow version.
They sold out so fast, I couldn't even order the next month. They were gone within
Yeah.
a month, but they reissued them 3 months later because they were
Right.
so oversold.
Yeah, they do, and that's why we like to offer you guys the pre-order option, because some of these things, like these Kitty Hawk helicopters, if you want one, jump on board quick, because you don't know how long. Sometimes things they'll hang around forever, but sometimes they don't. Um, I guess, and I'm not a tooling maker, and I don't, I'm not working in those factories, so I don't know how uh, exactly it works. But obviously, they're able to make a lot fewer production runs nowadays than back in the day, where some of those kits made 30 years ago are still on overstock shelves. Um, so whatever works for them. But if there's something that you want, make sure to grab one up quick. Yeah, James, it is true. ICM's come a long way in the last several years, and their stuff's really nice. The time difference might prohibit this from happening, but I would love to get one of those guys from ICM on this video with me one night to talk about their production, because they've got some fantastic kits coming out, and we really like their models for sure. If I could ever have both of them in stock at the same time, I would love to do that. And perhaps that'll happen. Trumpeter has just announced their version of the Apache. That's probably coming in what, February or March?
Well, they say February, but that means we'll get it in March,
March or
maybe April.
maybe April. Okay. Either way, next year that'll be available. So maybe by then we'll have the Ming one back in stock too, and I could do a comparison of all three. You know, who knows? Is Trumpeter going to be the best because they're looking at what they can do to outdo the first two? Who knows? We'll see. Oh man, there you go, Jeff. Good. I expect to see it built and on display in your cool display only room at Nationals next year. And you better buy two of them and build both of them. I expect to see it right alongside my 35th scale Dora.
Yeah, yeah. I'll
Oh
rent a
man.
bigger truck to help you get it out there.
Yeah. Freddie, yes, the Kate and the Carrier or Akagi deck, man, those are going to be awesome. We'll take a scroll through the pre-order section here on the website real quick. Those two are certainly
They are fine.
I mean, look at all this stuff that's coming. Those are going to be awesome. Russ, when are they going to be here?
They keep delaying it. That was all that whole Akagi thing was supposed to come out, and we're getting the bridge by itself on the next container. And then we were loading it, and they said, "Oh, the Kate's not ready." So that delayed it by another 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah. So
For
this
the Kate,
version.
yeah, you can get that because it doesn't require
Okay.
the Kate. That was what
Okay.
was delayed.
Gotcha.
I mean, it'll be out, but it won't be as quick as we thought.
Okay. So that's coming first.
Yep.
And then
On the next container
yeah, and then
following that,
after
about
that,
a month later,
you'll
maybe.
be able to buy that. Is the Kate by itself also coming?
That's coming second. Yeah.
Okay, but coming with the full thing.
That's correct.
Okay, yeah. So that's going to be neat. I really like all the 35th scale planes that Border is doing. Goes right along with my 35th scale Dora diorama.
Mm-hmm. It's imaginary.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah, so far. But that's pretty neat. And if you don't like 35th scale, but you still want to do an Akagi flight deck, check this out. And these will be here end of January, won't they?
They're on the next
72
one.
scale TACM flight deck. And this is slightly misleading, I think. It's got a plane on the front, but it does not include it. It's just the bridge.
But the fact
well, the
that
bridge and
70
the deck.
but
piece.
72nd.
Yeah,
scale, so
72nd
there's
scale,
plenty of
you've
planes.
probably got plenty of aircraft options that you can stick on there. But
That'll probably be the first one we get of all of those.
Right.
I think it'll arrive on the next one.
right, it'll be neat. I'm excited to see that TACM is reissuing their mouse, both versions. That'll be cool. We talked about it last time, but we've still got a few of these that are not spoken for because I talked Dad into buying more for me. I told him this is going to be a big seller, and I think it is. It's really neat. This anytime you get a big collector's box like this, it's always really popular. I know I want one. Sit on the shelf. And the only thing that's kind of weird about this to me is why they're putting the 16th scale figure along with the three tigers. But yeah, and one of them, let's see,
Right there.
Yeah,
the third.
it's this version, and you can buy these tanks separately also like this. but this kit includes a 35th scale version of the figure.
Right. So the big box, you will get.
Yeah,
both.
you'll get both, but I guess if you want to display a 16th scale version of him next to the collection, you'll have that option too. And that 16th scale figure, I don't know where he's at, but he is available separately too. Oh, this is a cool one that you may or may not have seen. So this X Plus brand, um, the newest release from them is this. I have no idea why they're doing this, but the original version of their Vampirilla kit was with a white box background, and it looked just like the Jose Gonzalez poster from many years ago. Well, that sold out, and X Plus is doing this whole one production run and done kind of thing. In other words, they say they're not going to reproduce them. So I guess in that market, huh?
Sound all right?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and check that out. But they do one production run and it's done. So the first one is sold out. So they're not re-releasing it exactly, but they have re-released, or not re-released, they have released this glowing plastic version. And old school monster kits are cool in glowing plastic. But what's interesting about this, and we're about to take a look at it, is the glowing plastic is pink. So check this out.
Pink and red.
Yep. Oh, pink and red. I wonder if the red part glows or just, I bet just the pink glows.
It may be.
Yeah.
Red looks like the base.
Well, that'll be neat. So if you're into old monster glowing kits, this fits the bill, and those just came in, and they're available now. But what's going to be really cool, and for me, is X Plus is doing a Marilyn Monroe back when she visited the troops over in 1954, I guess it was, and let's see,
That's before I was
USO
born.
tour, 1954. Yep. So this is really neat because this fits a lot of different modelers. You got the guys that like the girl model kits, and you got guys that like military model kits, and this kind of is to me the perfect crossover model. It's 1/8 scale. They've got it officially licensed by whoever owns her likeness. I don't know if it's her family. I don't know, but anyway, it's licensed. And I know X Plus had to do a lot of back and forth with licensing. I got to see a few of the in between prototypes, and this is what it ended up as. And this is a plastic kit. All of X Plus's kits are plastic injection kits. So it's pretty neat. If you don't know this brand, they've been doing several things. They've got a license with Ray Harryhausen, if that's how you say it. Forgive me if I mispronounced that. But the Cyclops was their first plastic kit release. This company has done a lot of vinyl stuff for years, but they're doing these plastic kits now. And they've got that license. They've got the Rhedosaurus, if that's how you say it, climbing up the lighthouse. That'll be the next release from that license. They've got a few different Vampirillas. And most recently, and most excited for, they have got a Universal license. And their first Universal release was this Revenge of the Creature kit. And this has just been, if you're into the sci-fi, the monsters, the figures, that kind of thing, this has been a really, really good kit. Very detailed, very nice kit. They've got other kits in the Universal line announced. Dracula is something they're still working on, and they got a lot of stuff. The Dracula, they've shown pictures of a mummy, several different things. They also are doing. They've got a Jurassic Park is part of that Universal license. The T-Rex Chasing Malcolm is their first release in that series, and these are cool because they're 35th scale. So if you were a fan of, say, the old Tamiya 35th scale dinosaurs, this will display very nicely right along your other 35th scale dinosaurs. And this is a full plastic kit. And the next kit in that series that'll be released is Spinosaurus. And I hope those will be ready in, I don't know, 2 or 3 months from now. But I know that they've got the Velociraptors from the the newer movies, Blue and whatever the other one's name is. They've got those planned. So pretty cool brand. So lots of things, lots of new stuff. Uh, Too much to talk about in 1 hour, really. I know we've already gone over an hour. But like I always say, if you've got any questions, and I know I didn't get to everybody's question, and I really am sorry about that, send me an email, info@squadron.com. Be more than happy to help you. You can call me. I'm here Monday through Friday, 10 to 4 are the phone hours that I advertise. Sometimes I'm here earlier, sometimes later. But I'd love to talk with you and help you find whatever you need. But if you don't have anything else, I'm going to give something away.
Just Merry Christmas is all
Yeah.
I've got.
Merry Christmas.
It's right there on
Get,
us.
add to your stash. All right. So I will have to apologize in advance because I do not know if this giveaway works outside of YouTube. It should. Theoretically, it should, but I just don't know. But let's try it anyway. The way this works, if you've never been a part of a live stream, I use StreamYard for my streaming, and they have a raffle tool. And I am going to give away how many of those you think?
I don't know.
We got
Whatever we. I don't care.
all right, we're going to give away 4 $25 gift certificates to go shopping at squadron.com. And then we're going to give away a $50 gift certificate. Does that sound good?
For starts.
For starts?
I know you got one more.
Yeah,
planned,
and then I got a little bit of something for everybody that doesn't win. So hang around. The way this is going to work is you are going to type something in the chat. And if you type the thing in the chat, you will be entered into the raffle, and it's a random thing. The computer does all the work. And Chris, by the way, this little green elf guy walked in the warehouse earlier and handed me the hat, just so you know. So there you go. Anyway, so for the first $25 gift card, and the way this gift certificate is going to work is it's not actually a gift certificate. I'm going to give you Squadron cash, store credit. You've got to email me and tell me what your Squadron website account name is. And I'm going to put $25 into your account as a store credit that you can use to buy whatever you want. So that's the way that's going to work. All right. So let's type in B17, just B17, just like that. And don't do it yet. Do it now. And if you did it before I said now, do it again. So just type in B17, and I'm going to let this go for about a minute, and then we'll do the first raffle for $25 store credit.
Can you win more than once?
No, you cannot win more than once, just to let you know. I don't think you can anyway. And if you do, then good. You got more, but I don't think you can.
Yeah, talk about that. Steve's new book.
Yeah, we talked about the Devastator in Action book. Steve Ginner has a new book. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Richard Dan wrote this book. It's on the F4B. So these just came in. So make sure to check those out. Steve does a good job. He's got a lot of good authors, himself included. But make sure to check that out.
Brand that you might not know is affiliated with Tackle.
Oh yeah.
48 scale.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of options. And grab that Tamiya kit too, that amulet's wherever it's at. We don't have a lot of options in 48 scale armor. And this, I say it's a new brand. It's new to me, called U-Star. And they are in some way or another affiliated with Tacom. I don't know if Tacom just does their production or if they work together or whatever. But Tacom's logo's on the box down here. So, but they are doing some really neat stuff. And these are 48 scale King Tigers, and they have full interior. They've got Zimmerit sheets. So make sure to check those out. I'll try to get some pictures of those later of what's inside. But 48 scale stuff. And of course, Tamiya being maybe the leader in 48 scale armor. I don't know, you call it the leader, but everything Tamiya does is good. But we've just got their new British amulets in that they announced a while back. So those are really nice. So 48 scale armor, guys. Make sure to take a look. We've got some new things. All right, we're going to wrap up this B17 raffle for the first $25. And we're going to do that in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Uh-oh. I forgot to, let's see.
There's your winner.
Yeah, there's the winner. I forgot to put the actual raffle on the screen. So let me put it on here. Then you'll just see who won.
It was spinning.
Boom. There we go. JL is the winner of the first $25 store credit. So JL, make sure to send me an email so I know your squadron.com account. And if you don't have a squadron.com account, make sure to go sign up for one before you email me so I can put your $25 into your account. All right. Now, for the second one, we are going to do B24. But give me a second. Uh-oh, we're drawing again. Okay, well, I guess we're going to do 5 $25 ones, right? So there we go. Matthew Hines wins the second B17 ticket. Matthew, same thing. Make sure you have an account on our site and send me an email. All right, let's see. All right, this one's going to be B24. And this is for another $25. And there we go. B24. Let her rip.
Anything else? You want to talk about these new rifle kits?
Oh, no. Yes, we'll do that. And then next we'll do that over there.
You want to do these?
Yeah, we'll stay with armor for a second. So, let's see. We'll let that run in the background for a second. Or actually, yeah, we'll do that. Man, I need to learn how to use my program, don't I? I don't know where it went. Oh, there we go. These Ryefield has some new kits that have shown up. A cool German Puma and a T80. But what I like the most is this cool new version of an early, they call it the Thunderbolt 7 version of a Sherman. So those are really nice kits. I guess like Mustangs, you can't have too many Shermans, right? So that's a really nice kit that just showed up. Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and draw for the B24 $25 card. And there we go. The Poland 00, you are the winner. Make sure to send me an email. Let me know what your account is at squadron.com, and we will get that $25 into your account for you to use for whatever you don't get for Christmas.
Let's run B24 again, just like you did, if you know how you did it.
We'll do it. We'll do another one.
All right.
It's a fun part of the experience. All right. What are we going to do this time? What are we going to do? F-35.
Oh.
All right, there it is. F-35.
Which one did you want to talk about?
Oh, Magic Factory.
At long last.
Yeah, at long last. We are so late to the party on this kit, but we finally got our Corsair kits from Magic Factory, and this is that dual kit that's got two of these inside the same box. So big box. We've been so busy this week, I haven't even opened one yet. So I will save what's inside this box for a what's in the box video that hopefully I can get to sometime this week. But those are cool. But for me personally, probably not as cool as what I'm getting from Magic Factory next, which is the 700 scale Gerald R. Ford aircraft carrier. And very excited about that. They are being shipped to us, but they keep delaying that too. But we should get them in February. But I will end up getting a couple of early copies, hopefully in just a couple of weeks. And when that happens, that 700 scale guy I referred to a little while ago, that's a buddy of mine, Chris, that keeps joking me in here. He and Martin Quinn, who are the two guys that did the inbox review on the USS Atlanta earlier this year with me. I think it was this year. Anyway, we're all going to get together on here again and tear through the new Ford kit and see what it's all about. So we're excited about that. That'll be in a few weeks. So stay tuned for that. All right, we're going to give away another $25 right now. Yeah. All right, Chip. Make sure to send me an email, and I'll put that in your account. All right. And we got to do one more 25. So we're just going to do it.
Okay.
We're going to just draw the same. We're going to do the same thing again. We're just going to respin right now for one more 25. So that'll be a total of 5 $25 store credit certificates, if that's what we're calling them. There you go. Michael Shield. You are the winner of the last $25. And now we're going to give away $50. And for this one, we're going to type in Dora because that's my favorite model kit right now. All right, so this is for the $50. Type in Dora, and we'll see who wins. So we don't get to talk about car models very often, but every once in a while, somebody comes up with a cool one that I got to talk about. So this is a new Audi R8, and this is Ming did this, and it's at 24, 25th, yeah, 24 scale. And these just showed up. Very neat looking kit. I don't know too much about the car personally. My son probably knows more about it than I do. But nonetheless, the kit looks really nice. And if this is your thing, make sure to grab one of these while we still have them, because apparently a lot of people are into this because they are going out of here fast. So make sure to grab one of those. Anything else back there that we want to point out while we'll give the Dora drawing another minute or so. Heck, the Abrams X from Amusing Hobby, I showed it off a week or two ago, the early sample I got, but they finally showed up. These are here. The J-20 stealth fighter, the Chinese stealth fighter from Ming, those finally showed up. I think they were supposed to be here a few months ago. I don't know if there was a delay or just ours got delayed, but that's here. Finally have those in stock. Oh yeah. The that's right. The Curtis Wilbur, the Arleigh Burke class kit. These are in stock now. All the pre-orders are gone, and I have standing stock on the shelf. So if you were waiting for them to actually be in stock before you placed your order, the time is now. And Martin Quinn has one of these that he's doing a full in-depth review on that we'll be able to share with you soon. So lots of other stuff. Just check the website. Give me a call. Email me. Whatever you like. I'll be happy to help you. Tell you what's new, what you can't live without. All right. So let's wrap this Dora up for $50, and we'll do that now. There you go. Justin, you get $50 store credit to buy whatever you like. Now, for everybody that did not win, and for those of you that did win, how much is it? 10. Yeah, that's what I thought. We're going to give you all, let me get rid of this, a $10 credit, store credit inside your account. And all you have to do to get the $10 store credit, and again, this will be on top of the money you just won for the 6 of you that just won. email me, give me your squadron account name in the email. I will go in there and I'll put $10 store credit inside your account that you can use next time you check out. All you got to do to use that and to use any of your store credit is be sure to be logged in, which, by the way, another feature of the website coming in January, you will no longer be allowed to check out as a guest. You're going to have to be signed in. And the reason we're doing that is so that you can make sure to be linked with the mobile app, the shared shopping cart. You know, it'll be a lot better experience and all of your orders will be in your order history. But anyway, be signed in. And when you go to checkout, it'll show you, hey, you've got a $10 credit that you can apply to this order. Would you like to do so? So make sure to email me. Let me know what your account is. I'll put that $10 store credit in your account. And for anybody that's watching this video, watching the replay, that's not watching live, this offer is valid for anybody watching this video until the end of the year. This offer is no longer valid January 1st. So just keep that in mind. I hope you enjoyed tonight. I hope that you take advantage of my $10 offer. It'll buy you something, or it'll help you buy something. I really appreciate all of you being here tonight. I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. I hope you get the model or the accessories or whatever supplies you need for your modeling bench, for your stash. And if you don't get what you need, I know a guy and I can help you. Just let me know. And I'll be back. I should be back next Wednesday with some more news. Show you what I got for Christmas. Hopefully I get a model, maybe two. That'd be nice. But anyway, and James, yes, I was talking about that a little bit earlier. You can watch the replay and rewind a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up for the evening. But yes, Kitty Hawk is back. The full line will be coming soon. And James, and for anybody else, the email address is info@squadron.com. And if you forget, just www.squadron.com. You can go to the contact us link, and all of our information is listed there. In case you forget. But yeah, info@squadron.com. Email me. My name is Brandon Lowe. I really appreciate it. And guys, have a Merry Christmas. And until next time, take it easy.